Good morning, my dear friends. This is Kiran Kumar Recheveni. Today we are going to discuss about the Indian river system and water resources. The topic is the Indian river system and water resource system. So the water is the most important phenomenon. So everyone need water. So the Indian water drainage system divided into two major categories, such as the Himalayas and second one is the peninsular plate. So the Indian drainage system divided into two categories. One is the Himalayan region, second one is the peninsular plate region. So the Himalayan rivers are the peninsular plate rivers. The Himalayan rivers again divided into three categories. One is the Indus, second one is the Ganga, and the third one is the Brahmaputra. The Himalayan river system again divided into three categories. One is the Indus, second one is the Ganga, third one is the Brahmaputra. Let us discuss about the Indus. So the Indus river originates from Manasa Sarovar from Kailas range. Next it enter into India, Jammu and Kashmir. Next enter into Punjab and Himachal Pradesh. The Indus rivers flows into only three states, such as Jammu Kashmir, Punjab and Himachal Pradesh. The river Indus has a 5 tributaries. How many tributaries are there? 5 tributaries. What are they? The Jhelum, the Chenab, the Ravi, the Beas, and last one is the Sutlej. So what is the important question? What are the tributaries of river Indus? The river Indus has a 5 tributaries. They are the Jhelum, the Chenab, the Ravi, the Beas, the Sutlej. So next the river enter into Pakistan at the place of Karachi. The river enter into Pakistan. Next we are discuss about the Ganga river. This is the most important and largest river in India. So the most of the Indian agriculture system depend on the river Ganga. It is the main region for North Plain area. So what is the birthplace of river Ganga? The river Ganga is the twin sources, that is the Alaknanda and Bhagirathi. Alaknanda and Bhagirathi twin sources enter into plain area at the place of Haridwar. Alaknanda and Bhagirathi enter into plain area Haridwar, and the two giant rivers create the major river, that is the river Ganga. The river flows into these states, such as one is the Uttar Pradesh, second one is the Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Next one is the Bihar, next one is the Jharkhand, next one is the West Bengal. Start from Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal. Next enter into Bangladesh. The river Ganga change into Bangladesh. The name is the Padma. The Bangladesh peoples are called Padma. Next flows into eastern side. It meet or consult the another river, that is the Jamuna, earlier name Brahmaputra. Once the Padma joined the Jamuna, it creates the another name, that is the Meghna. Meghna is the ultimate final name of river Ganga. The Meghna enter into Bay of Bengal. So the river Ganga is over. Next we are discuss about the river Brahmaputra. The river Brahmaputra originated the Manas Sarovar. Manas Sarovar. What is the birthplace of river Brahmaputra? Manas Sarovar. Next it is enter into Tibet. So the Tibet peoples are called the famous name Tsangpo. The people are called Tsangpo. Next the river enter into Arunachal Pradesh. The peoples are called Dihang. The peoples are called Dihang. Next it enter into Assam. So the people are called Saidang. Now the river Brahmaputra has a different areas and different names. The Tibet people are called Tsangpo. The Arunachal Pradesh peoples are called Dihang. The Assam peoples are called Saidang. Next the river enter into Bangladesh. The Bangladesh peoples are called Jamuna, simply Jamuna. Next the Jamuna enter into river Padma. So the ultimate final name is the Meghna. So these are the Himalayan rivers. The Himalayan rivers divided into three categories: the river Indus, the river Ganga, and river Brahmaputra. Next we are discuss about peninsular rivers. The peninsular river system we are observed Deccan Peninsular Plate Area. So Deccan Peninsular Plate Area have a major rivers such as the river Godavari, and the river Krishna, and the river Kaveri. So another important other rivers. So the first to discuss about river Godavari. So the river Godavari originate from Nasik Triambakam at Maharashtra state. Nasik Triambakam. What is the birthplace of river Godavari? So the birthplace of river Godavari is Nasik Triambakam. The state is Maharashtra. Next it enter into Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Andhra Pradesh next enter into Bay of Bengal. So the process, first one is the Maharashtra state, now Telangana state, next to Andhra Pradesh state, next to Bay of Bengal. So the river Godavari has some famous dams such as SRSP project, before Babli project, before Vishnupuri project. The Maharashtra has a Vishnupuri project and Babli project. Next the river enter into Telangana. We are constructed the famous dam Sri Ram Sagar project, and we are constructed Sri Pada Sagar project. Recently the Telangana government introduced the famous Kaleshwaram project. Next the river enter into Andhra Pradesh. The Andhra Pradesh peoples have a constructed the famous dam, that is the Indira Sagar or Polavaram project. So this is the story of river Godavari. Next we are discuss about river Krishna. The river Krishna birth Maharashtra Mahabaleshwar. Next to Maharashtra to enter into Karnataka state. Next enter into Telangana state, and next to finally enter into Andhra Pradesh state. The river Krishna cover the 4 states. Different state construct the different dams. So the famous dams are Srisailam project or Almatti project, Srisailam project, and Nagarjuna Sagar project, and Ali Sagar project, and Ichapuram projects are important projects in river Krishna. Next we are discuss about river Kaveri. River Kaveri birthplace Karnataka. Next it is enter into Tamil Nadu state. Next enter into Bay of Bengal. So the river Godavari, river Krishna, and river Kaveri important rivers in peninsular plate. So the middle part there is another rivers, that is the Narmada river, Tapati river, and Luni river, and Mahi river, and Sabarmati rivers. These rivers flow start from central of India, central plates. The central part, western part slope into west side. So that's why these rivers flows into west side and merged in Arabian Sea. So Deccan Peninsular Plate lo most of the rivers originate from Western Ghats. The Western Ghats eastern side slope into east side. That's why these rivers flows into eastern area. Next we are discuss about what is the importance of water, and the water useful to so many ways, so many ways. The water fast useful to agriculture system. In India, most of the people depend on the agriculture. Agriculture system depend on the water. So the agriculture system depend on the wells or bore wells, or canals. So the wells, bore wells and canals depend on the rainfalling. So this is the first use. The agriculture system depend on the water. Next, the agriculture, the water useful to industry sector. So the factories produce the commodities or different goods. For example, cement factory, for example, iron and steel factories, for example, NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation, and other factories produce the goods on that process. So the factories needed water. Next, we are discuss about domestic purpose. The water we are using domestic purpose. For example, cleaning the floor and bathing and wash the dishes and drinking purpose. Next, the water is useful to keeping the plants. The plants also needed water. So the water useful to so many ways, such as agriculture or industry or domestic or plants purpose. Next, the water is a common pool to everybody. The water is a common to everybody. So in Maharashtra, there is an important place. So the place is the Jalsindhi. So what is the name of place? Jalsindhi. So it situated at drought prone area. Where is that place? Drought prone area. So this area received only 400 millimeters water, means 40 centimeters water only. So it is considered a drought area. So the people suffer with water. So they need water. That's why the crops also failure on that area. Even the people suffer with drinking water. The drinking water also not available. So that's why the Maharashtra government introduced the excellent scheme, that is the Adarsh Gram Yojana. Maharashtra government introduced the scheme, that is the Adarsh Gram Yojana. In this scheme, so the Jalsindhi village peoples introduced some programs or introduced some skills or perform that. So what are that? That are the 4 bandis. So 4 bandis. So such as Hivare Bazar, Adarsh Grama Yojana introduced the 4 bandis. So what is the first one? Kurad Bandi. What is the second one? Charai Bandi. What is the third one? Nas Bandi. What is the fourth one? Nisha Bandi. So what do you mean by Kurad Bandi? Means ban of felling trees. Ban of felling trees is the important cause of deforestation. So that's why we should ban the felling of trees. We should cut the habit of felling of trees. Next one is the Charai Bandi, means ban of free grazing. So what is the third one? Nasbandi. Nasbandi means family planning. So the population is the major cause of all evils. So we should control the population, means we should follow the family planning. Next to Nishabandi. Nishabandi means ban of liquor. Next we are introduced to the another one, Sremadan. Sremadan means the peoples working in their village without any earnings. Free of cost, the peoples are ready to do any work. Next, the peoples ban some other factors also, that is the ban of bore wells. There is no underground water in that area, so the people should not try to start the bore wells. So ban of bore wells. Next, the people ban some cultivation of crops, such as, for example, sugarcane. The sugarcane crops needed more water. The water not available, means we should abolish the crop of sugarcane. Next, banana plantation also prohibited on that area. So soonly, so the Adarsh Grama Yojana program is success. So the 7 hectares land, cultivated land can change to 72 hectares. And ultimately 10 times increased the cultivated land. So automatically the groundwater are increasing in that area. Groundwater also increasing. So next, the people introduced the CCTs also. Continuous trenches. We are digging in the area of hill areas. So this is like this. So on that, at the time of rain falling, so the CCTs store the water. So it is the major source of groundwater. The groundwater coming from the floor areas. For example, at the time of rain falling, so the floor means upper part of the land receive the more water compared to ground. At that time, so the water flows into upper part of the water and flows down to down area and merged into oceans. At the same time, the ground also absorb some water. So this is considered as a groundwater. At the time of rain falling, the earth, upper part of the earth receive the water. So it stored in the feature of moisture. And the land has one of the famous feature, that is a moisture. At the time of drought area, the land use the moisture water, and the moisture coming from groundwater. So the groundwater main source water rain falling. So the rain falling is the major cause of water available in the earth. Next, last one is the groundwater enter into ocean. The ocean water evaporate to clouds, and the clouds going to condensation stage. The condensation stage is over. Next we are receive the precipitation. Precipitation means rain falling. Precipitation means rain falling, and this is the water cycle. So finally, the water is the common pool. Every people needed water. That's why the people did not waste the water. Save the water, save the life. Thank you very much.